Hello, everybody. My name is Lush Eisner, and welcome to the Canadian Money Talk, the channel about Canadian investing and personal finance. Please like and subscribe. I record 2 videos per week, so make sure you ring the notification bell to get notified each time one comes out. I have recently gone on an on site visit in Coquitlam, British Columbia for a private equity investment I made close to 3 years ago, and wanted to walk you through my approach to investing in it and private equity in general. Please note that I have done a private equity video I'm quite proud of. The link is in the upper right, so you can get some background on what private equity is. I have previously purchased into 3 other projects with Nationwide as well, none of which have paid me any money yet. One self-storage facility on 1223 East Pender Street in Vancouver, British Columbia, which is up and running and at about 78% capacity as of June 2023. A second self-storage and car wash at 2055 Boundary Road, which is at 39% occupancy for the self-storage as of June 2023, and with a brisk use of its car wash, which I did a recent video about on my TikTok channel. And there is a third self-storage and car wash in White Rock at 2337 King George Boulevard in Surrey, British Columbia, which was to have an occupancy permit issued in September 2023. All of them are way behind schedule compared to what we were told at the pitch meetings. The Nationwide developer blames the holdups on City Hall, but I say they, as a professional developer, should know what City Hall will be like and that it will take 3 times as long as your worst nightmare. I missed out on a car wash and self-storage location in Kamloops as an investment, which is apparently up and running much sooner than the others because the local government was on board and is paying out cash to the investors. The investment, not the local government. More on how all of this works later. Nationwide is great at keeping its investors updated and showing us pictures of construction, and so I still like them. And when an opportunity came for just a car wash in Coquitlam, British Columbia at 1035 Lougheed Highway, just behind the Coquitlam IKEA, I jumped at the chance and reserved 40,000 of investment room with my salesman. I'll describe how this particular investment works. Each opportunity is different. Keep in mind that private equity is riskier than publicly traded stocks because of a lack of disclosure, and government oversight is slack. And I have had a couple of private equity investments with other companies go wrong. Please see this private equity video. So you get 2 documents, an offering memorandum or OM, which describes the business model, risk, structure, etc. It is long. The one I got also told me that Nationwide needs a hefty investment of $10 million, but that's nothing outrageous. It's actually relatively small. You also get a term sheet where everything is summarized. Keep in mind that all the numbers are what the company expects. If things go wrong, you get less or nothing. But then they don't get to stay in business for very long since nobody gives them any more money. The 4-page term sheet summarizes everything. I'll take you through that. This investment will try to pay out 8.25% annually to the early investors. The ones who get in later pay more for their shares and their returns are less, as you can see from the other return numbers. That's why I was in a hurry to reserve my $40,000 investing room. Any profits beyond the 8.25% annually, the investors actually get 70% of, which is great compared to other investments profit sharing. Most share 30 to 40% once you get past the original hurdle rate. Note that the company running the investment and the car wash get paid for its services. There's a 2% commission, so you get 70% of what is left over after all of that. So they make sure that they get paid up front. What is important is that the money is paid in arrears. What that means is that I get paid 8.25% back to the date I gave them my money. So if it takes them a long time for them to finish the car wash and get it up and running, I'll get a nice big lump sum once the car wash is completed and stable and running at roughly 500 cars per day. The business model on all of the Nationwide investments is as follows. They get the investor dollars, they buy the land, sometimes those two are switched. They rezone the land so they can put up a commercial building on it. They put up the building, they get the self-storage and/or car wash up and running, let's say at a 90% occupancy for the self-storage and 500 cars per day for the car wash. They refinance the now far more valuable property. They pay the investors back to the day they invested the money. And then they run the business for roughly 5 years, paying me 8.25% and 70% of anything beyond that as a return of capital, meaning I'm getting my own money back, so there's no taxes. Then the property gets sold for a higher price than bought for, and I get my money back, taxed as capital gains, which makes the whole thing perfect for a non-registered or a corporate account. Note that the return of capital lowers the cost for me, so it is as if I invested 24,000, for example, not 40,000 once I get taxed on the capital gains. On this sheet, you can see how the return and price of the units go together. There's also a business plan and pricing summarized on the term sheet. One of the downsides of private equity in general is that it is long-winded. Depending on how long it takes to build and stabilize a car wash, I won't get any money until 2023 or more likely 2024. I've started taking the worst case scenarios on all of these and adding more time even to the worst case. Nationwide will run the car wash for 5 years or so and then sell it, at which time I'll get my $40,000 back plus hopefully more, taxed as capital gains as I've mentioned. Note the other bad points of private equity. The minimum is 10,000, and if you want your money back, you may have to pay penalties or there are limits on what I can get back. I basically count on the cash as gone for 5 to 7 years. Some investments are shorter time frame, 2 to 3 years, for example. On December 17th, 2023, I took a bike trip to the location in Coquitlam as part of my usual weekly bike ride. I just had to go out of my way for 20 minutes to see what is happening with the investment. Now, my salesperson passed on the message that the place would start operations in July or August of 2023, but while the bulk of the work is done, it's clearly not ready even in December, since it is fenced off and the workers are doing the finishing touches. The equipment, including displays and customer control boards, are in place, so I expect it to be up and running in early 2024. I hope you found my private equity analysis and research interesting. If you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comments. If you have any requests on what you'd like me to cover in future videos, please put that in the comment section. If you'd like to get in touch, please reach out on any of these social media channels, and may you have a profitable day.